Hey there. It's February half term right now, and we decided to leave the south coast and head up north just a little bit. We've come for a UK staycation in Somerset. We're staying in a beautiful little cottage just outside Glastonbury, and we've loved it so much I decided to film it so you can see it too. When thinking about where to go on holiday in half term, it's always a bit tricky. So a few months ago I decided to get ahead of the curve and book something that was self-catering, easy to get to, and had a hot tub, which was an absolute must for our family this time out. We settled on Glastonbury because it's close to home but feels far away enough, and the town itself is really quaint and has its own special vibe. When we pulled up to the property, these were the views that we had, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Applebarn Holidays has 4 separate accommodations that you can rent, either separately or as a group. This first one is the farmhouse, which has 4 bedrooms, a private garden and hot tub. This one here is Applebarn Cottage, which has 2 bedrooms, again, private garden and hot tub. Then moving on into the back of the property, there's a new build, which is the bungalow, which has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and the unspoilt views of Glastonbury Tor. But this is where we stayed. This is the dairy, a 2-bedroom property which is actually attached to the farmhouse if you wanted to rent them as a continuous unit. But we were just staying by ourselves. We got the key from the owner, and walking in straight into the kitchen, you can see it's incredibly homey already. There's plenty of space for the number of people that were due to be staying. For us, it was 3, but it can sleep up to 5. The kitchen was incredibly well stocked for a self-catering property. I've been in others before which had less than half of what was available in this property itself, so we had no problem at all moving right in and feeling right at home. I didn't actually get a shot of it, but the cupboards up top have tons of plates and bowls and different options, so this was a very well stocked property. This kitchen has a large dishwasher. The owners have provided some cleaning equipment, which is great. And round the back there's a washing machine and tumble dryer. We didn't use these during our stay, but they're there in case you do need them. The owners have provided this folder, which has got information about the local area and what you can do nearby. This gorgeous fireplace actually opens up straight into the living room, which is accessed via this door and down a little slope. These sofas were really comfy to sit on and relax in. TV was huge, Wi-Fi is included, and there's underfloor heating in this section, which is really, really lovely. We didn't need to use the fireplace to keep warm, and as the heating worked really, really well. At the back, beyond the living room, is this games room, which my son absolutely adored. This table football game also turned into an air hockey table and a pool table, which was really great. It's double height and features skylights as well, with access to the garden, which I'll show you a little bit later. Then going upstairs, we've got the first of the 2 bathrooms. Now in front is the family bathroom. It was a really good size, and the shower was absolutely excellent. Water temperature and pressure were fabulous. Then moving on into what I would consider to be bedroom 2. It's got 3 separate single beds, its own television, and a view out across the farm. I'll show you a little bit more behind that door in just a moment. There's plenty of plug sockets by each bed, so easy to connect all of your devices. This garden that you can see out the window actually belongs to the farmhouse next door. This door in the bedroom isn't actually to be used, I imagine, unless it was connected to the farmhouse next door, as this is the only thing on the other side. These are semi-detached properties and you could hear some noise through the wall, but only if the neighbour was being particularly loud. Our neighbours were completely respectful and we only ever heard them once. Going down a couple of little steps and turning into the master bedroom. You'll find a king-size bed, wardrobe and chest of drawers, which does have a hairdryer inside. We had 2 towels on each bed available for the occupants. One we used as a shower towel and the other one we used for the hot tub outside. The ceiling height in this room was huge and it was really, really comfortable. The master bedroom also has an ensuite. Whenever you turn the light on, it starts the extractor fan as there's no window in here to the outside. The sink was small, but the shower certainly was not. Again, in here, water pressure and temperature were superb and easy to control. And the owners provide complimentary soap and body wash. Now let's head back downstairs and I'll show you the garden. You can see Glastonbury Tor in the distance, but the only downside of this garden is that although it's small and perfectly formed, easy to access, and low maintenance for the owner, I imagine, once you're in the garden, the view of the Tor disappears because of the fence. It's a slight wrinkle and they've done it for privacy reasons, which I completely understand, but it would be absolutely fantastic if the back fence was made of trellis or something so that you could actually see the view, or choose to see the view. The hot tub was available to us from the moment we arrived at the property and we used it every single day. The temperature was very comfortable and it was even low enough for my son to be able to use. If you did happen to be 7 or 8 feet tall, then this is the 360-degree view that you would have. Coming out the end of the property, there are actually routes across the fields to get to Glastonbury Tor itself. But as anyone who has been in England this year in 2026 knows, it's just been consistently wet, so we didn't fancy the trudge across the fields with this level of mud. Out the front of the farmhouse and Applebarn cottage there is a tennis court which the residents of the entire site can use whenever they choose. We didn't use it ourselves, but one of the other families who was staying in the other cottages was using it. The owners of the property also have a small farm shop. Just a little way from the cottages is this lovely little shed, and it's got all manner of items from gifts to food items, toiletries and cleaning supplies. Anything you need for just that little thing that you've forgotten to get. From my understanding, a lot of the produce actually comes from local farms, so you would be supporting local to buy these items. The shop works on an honesty system, so everything in the shop has a price listed in a small catalogue, And what you do is you would scan the QR code to make a payment or leave cash while noting down what it is that you've taken. I think this is really lovely from the owners to have this as an option, and it means that they can get on with their daily duties without having to man the shop constantly. The cost of the items in the shop were slightly more than going to the shop yourself, but just think of that as a little tip for the owner. Access to the property is a little tight down this little road here, off the main road. It's not too tricky once you get used to it, and the views once you're down this little road are beautiful. You're surrounded by farmland, and you might see the occasional low helicopter from the local RAF. This road isn't particularly busy, but there are neighbours and cars going backwards and forwards, so just take care when walking around the site or when driving. This is the resident-friendly cat. Unfortunately, we never learned their name, but this cat followed us around when we were walking around the farm and tried to get into the house at one point. We always encouraged it to stay away, but it's a really sweet addition to the farm. Whether you have weather like this or weather like this, the dairy was an absolutely gorgeous place to stay, and my family absolutely loved it. I've got more adventures coming up showing Glastonbury Tor, nearby Cheddar Gorge and the town of Glastonbury itself, so make sure you join me for those videos. If you like this video, then please do smash that like button and leave me a comment down below. Do you like going on self-catering holidays? Would you recommend your local county for me to visit in the future? Do leave it in the comments down below, and if you like this sort of content or are looking forward to my future videos, then please do subscribe, because there is more on the way. Thanks so much again, and until next time.